All right, let's get to our other big story. Oakland's fired police chief is speaking with us about his next move, as we are now seeing the full report that casts doubt over the stated reasons behind his firing. Oakland's mayor fired Chief Armstrong in February after an independent report cited a failure of leadership in his handling of two misconduct cases involving the same officer. But a retired judge tasked with reviewing Armstrong's appeal found, quote, there is no evidence that the deficits in the investigation were due to a failure of leadership by anyone, including Chief Armstrong, or by any lack of commitment to hold members of the OPD accountable. The judge also calls for the mayor's initial 30-day suspension of Armstrong to be removed from his record. Now, Mayor Tao fired back, saying her decision to fire the chief wasn't based on the initial report, but rather Armstrong's knee-jerk reaction to it. So this latest report alone cannot force Armstrong's reinstatement. But the police commission told us it will reconsider and consider putting him on the short list of candidates to get his old job back. All right, so the big question now, would the former chief take it if he was offered the job? Our Katie Nelson sat down with him one-on-one.
I had the chance to read all 57 pages of that confidential report. Then I sat down with former police chief Armstrong to ask him about next steps, both for him personally as well as the future of public safety in Oakland. Why is this so deeply personal to you?
For our community to finally believe in the police department and believe that it was changing, that means something to me. And I didn't want to tarnish that. I didn't want to tarnish people's trust and confidence in me. I didn't want to tarnish the trust and confidence people begin to have in the Oakland Police Department. And I believe that the truth needed to be told.
The confidential report goes into detail about what led up to the February firing of then Chief Armstrong. 2 years into his tenure leading the troubled Oakland Police Department, with the mayor saying she'd lost trust in the chief after questioning him about two internal affairs reports. But he says he's not buying it.
It is exactly what I said from the outset. From the first press conference that I gave, I told the public that this report is inaccurate. The facts of this case are not true, and there's no evidence that demonstrates that I violated policy.
In fact, at last night's Oakland Police Commission meeting, one of the members suggested putting Armstrong's name back on the list of people to fill the currently vacant police chief position.
To ignore former Chief Armstrong as a candidate would be to ignore a significant amount of community voice. To that end, I think we have to reasonably consider his candidacy if he is even interested.
Would you take the job again if it was offered to you?
I think everything's on the table at this point. I think ultimately it'll be the mayor's decision as to who she selects for the next chief of police. But I thought it was an important gesture to me that they appreciate the work that I did as the chief of police, and that they felt like I would be a good selection to be chief again.
Armstrong says he doesn't know what comes next for him, but his commitment to his hometown is unwavering.
I'll continue to serve Oakland in any capacity that I feel like is important. So I won't be going away, whether I'm chief or not. I'll be still present in Oakland as a leader.
Armstrong says he is looking forward to sitting down and meeting with the city to discuss next steps, whether that's reinstatement or some kind of settlement. He says his legal team has reached out to the city to set up that meeting, but so far the city has not responded.
So Oakland has been without a permanent police chief for over 7 months now. Police commissioners said last night they're still vetting candidates. They expect to submit their short list to the mayor in mid-October. So all of